Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Coach David Butler. I'm back with another, and probably enjoying this far more than I probably should, but I actually really enjoying this new thing we're going to do. Another, in this case, 9 observations from week 3 of the Spring League. And I do love watching the air raid in motion, and I do love the way Coach Mummy is running his offense at the moment. I'm just going to talk about there's lots of things that you could pick up if you want to watch it yourself, but 9 things that I've of note that I loved and I want to talk about and that I took an interest in. And so we'll go through those 9 things and hopefully you can enjoy them as much as I enjoy doing this video. It's a guilty pleasure, but we all enjoy watching it. So let's go through these things and take a look, shall we? Okay, this is play one. I'm gonna go back, touch. Now, if you've watched what week 2 of our weekly segment of observations of the air raid, you'll see that in week 2 uh, the lineman used this flash motion and throwing directly to the running back a whole bunch. So I'm assuming we have to assume that the Alphas will have scouted them. And you can see this is the first drive of the first game, and they would have seen this flash and think, you know what, the back's getting the football, they're trying to pinch easy yards to start the game off. When they scout you, you have to have answers, right? You can see in this situation, they see that flash. He's going to crash down on that flash, thinking the running back's going to get the football. He's going to occupy the safety with his route. The outside wide receiver is just going to run a straight fade, not block, not do anything. Just a straight fade. This is going for dead. You can see there that this safety or this guy who's supposed to cover in the deep quarter, he's trying to get a jump on this back to make it a minimal gain. Pump fakes it, QB. You can see right now nobody's looking at that department. He's got to step on the defender. He's flat footed. He just takes it and runs with it. And that other safety can't get there nowhere near in time. Watch it through again. It's really well drawn up, and it's a great. And we always talk about answers, right? So whenever we put them into our offense, we have to have an answer for when they answer us. So if we know that we're not stupid or we shouldn't be stupid, we know if we get what we do on film, once they see it on film, they're going to try and take it away. So we have to have an answer for what they're going to try and take away. And in this situation, it's an earth shatter in, but it's a case of if he crashes, we're gonna pump it and go deep. You can see this guy's flat-footed. He does a great job of faking that shoulders to make that look like it's going to be a pass to the running back. You can see he's occupied. His eyes not nowhere near the play, and he's literally flat-footed no man's land. We then got a one-on-one shot. The safe is over here, trying to come down to cover. We like those odds. It's a nice simple fade ball for a touchdown on the opening drive of the game for the lineman. Really well drawn play. A really great answer to or a really great wrinkle to the flash that we've already put in. What's to do one more time before we move on? You see flashes, he pump fakes it, freezes the defence. See our guy in the yellow lid there, number 8, he's on his toes, he knows what's going to come. And even if it doesn't come, he's going to set it like he means it. Heads round, looking for the ball. He knew what was on. Takes it, scores. Fantastic start to the game. Fantastic play. Okay, we're going to play 2 now. Okay, play 2. I did want to show a couple of plays, staples, shall we say, of the air raid, because I've been doing a lot of gimmicky stuff the first 3 weeks. And this was a mixture of not so much gimmicky, but it's a 5 receiver set. So they're going to go 5 wide, but they're going to run hitches and seams. Okay. And when we run hitches and seams, they're too high, but that guy over there, the way that they defend trips, they got man across this, so they just do that guy way deep. It's silly. So the way we run hitches and seams is that 2 outside guys. If you're not an air raid guy, if you're just watching for me, Our two air associates are going to run 5-6 yard hitches, okay? And then our two inside guys will just run the seams. If they're in a too high look, they'll run the post and the hitch, depending on whichever the call is for us. It's the post and the hitch. So the post, this is the hitch. But because they're 3 by a 2, the trip rules apply. So he'll run the seam, and he'll run the post. What we do, we put those guys in conflict. So you got one on one. He and his guys all are going to be down here, so they're going to pass him off. And you can see that he gets passed off, but he's not even looking at this ball. He's running the hitch. The guy down here, number 12, is running the hitch. He's going to run the seam. He's running the seam. He's running the seam. That defender, you can see, he's literally stuck. He turned back to watch the QB. He's stuck. He doesn't know where his man's gone. He's been passed off. He's been passed off to the deep safety, but he's not in the play. He's now beginning to run his post, but he's not in the play. A nice, simple, quick hitch. Gets to 6-7 yards. He turns it up. And Reece does a great job of making 10 yards out of it. So you can see, this is a nice example. If it was 2 by 2, we're still with the same thing. It will be a hitch in a seam, hitch in a seam. Because they got the 5 wide, it gives the element of gimmickiness or wrinkleness, which we all like. But the read's still the same for the QB. You can see they got the cushion, so we know that the hitches are on. You can see both cornerbacks are backpedaling, which is going to quit. He could have gone either way on this play. He obviously chose to go right because 9 times out of 10 we go right if we're right-handed QB. Okay, you can see that defender, this defender here by the numbers, he's lost. He's being turned. He's got to pick up the slack for this guy. And attitude pops out, put into that free space, catches the football, turns it up. Hitches and seams. Air raid staple. One of the first plays I ever learned as an air raid coach. Still running to this day. And we do start at these days with all hitches. And then we convert it to hitches and seams to make it easy for our install. And if our guys can't get it early doors for whatever reason, we keep it all hitches these days. It used to be 2 plays. It used to be all hitches and then hitches and seams. But now the way that we coach it is that we teach it all hitches and then convert the outside seams when we're ready to do so. It depends on how good our QB, depending on how savvy our offense is running at the time. A little bit of insight into how we do things there. Probably relevant to most of you, but hey ho. You know, I like to talk. Okay. Watch it do one last time. He's lost. He's also open on this side if you want to get that ball quickly. It's a great throw. You also take into consideration as well, which they probably will. They're on that right hash. So it's a shorter throw. That's a longer throw, and that's a shorter throw. So with him being right-handed, and it's the boundary side, it's an easy throw, an easy catch. And one of the things I do like about this is they put that trip side to the boundary. Defenses hate being trips to the boundary. I don't know why, because we do create more space on the outside in the field of play, which I do like. Convert it. Great job. Okay, we're in the red zone. What I like about this is one, they're in 2 back, which is one of my personal favourites. And secondly, one thing that we've seen the evolution of Coach Mummy doing this is that there's been a lot more shifts and a lot more motions in his time with the lineman than in his time at the Renegades. So the people around him are obviously those younger guys have an influence on him as well of what they're doing. And I know I've spoken to Stan Bedroll a few times about what they're doing. Literally, they do just chalk it up on the draw board and they go with what they know. So in this case, they're going to motion or shift the Z down into bunch. That's what I like about this play. So we're already in pro, and then we mount with them. We shift again into our into a bunch set, which I really like. Okay, and then we're going to run mesh with the corner. Okay, it's a traditional air raid staple, which is from pro, and we're going to run the corner with that guy that we just popped down into. Now, if you remember in the very first episode one, to this they had a TD very similar to the shift. They had similar very similar to this call back because of the pick. They get very lucky on a couple of these, not getting the picks, but different set of reps, different set of eyes. Okay, you can clearly have the jam there, but as I talk about in week one, if he keeps his hands in his body, he might get away with it. In the situation he did, you know, for me that's still a pick, but he didn't get called. Okay, so you see that they're running a mesh here, and what we were taught, or I was taught, is the Y sets the depth on a mesh. But of late, in this situation, I've seen the Y is basically cracking. The Y is basically cracking and sealing, and the H is going to run that drag that become that primary read rather than it's going to be a crossing mode. That the Y is sacrificing itself to give that rub for the H to go under. Okay, that's what I've been noticing of late, which I do like. Okay, we'll talk it through again properly. You see that he's motioning in. He's now running the corner. The corner is open per se. It's going to be a tough throw because this corner is going to bail. You've got safety help. Okay, you got the two backs running swings, which they do. There's that rub. You could throw that inside mesh route to number 12. The corner route is on. It's a tough throw. You can clearly see that he's already made his mind to go to the corner. He's out. If you take a picture like I just have, the guy's open, especially at pro level. The guy's open. We have to make that catch. That ball has to be a little bit more on a rope. See, it's hanging a little bit, and to be fair to the defenders, they close really fast, and he's caught back the completion. But if we roll it back, the reason why I like this play from the offset, the reason why I thought it'd be a good addition to our current series. Initially, I like the motion. I like the shift into tight. I like that we're in pro, shift to tight. We've now got that added. The wise cracking rather than just meshing, which provides other stuff. A nice corner off of the mesh concept. Opportunity to score. It's incomplete in this situation, but I do love what was drawn up. It just didn't, you know, at the end of the day, like everything that we do across the board on all sides of the ball, on all corners of the globe, it's all about execution, and you don't win every rep. But we have to accept that. Unlucky, not the best of throw, and it ends up being incomplete, and then set off a three. Okay. Our third one, another thing that I liked about this is something I've not really seen much of, to be honest. This is a simple, but they're in trips right now, okay? And one of the things that if you've watched a video of mine called creating matchups via trips, if you haven't, it's on the channel, and I'll talk about this exact thing, creating matchups via trips. What I do like, and what I speak about is we trips for a reason, okay? And when we trips in, you can see that we're trips in. You got 1v1, 1v1, 1v1. They're literally man to that field side, okay? They got boundary help from the safety because he's drifted into the underside of the right hash. But this guy here, if we figured out it's 1v1 with that help there. If you threw a fade ball down here, it's a tough situation for that safety to be in, especially if we can hold him with our eyes for a couple of seconds. In this situation, they don't go that way. You've got straight up man v man. You can see that he's tight, so he's gonna take his man and try to either jam him or and pass him off, or stick with him and try and disrupt his route. He's gonna have a cushion, and he's gonna have a cushion. Okay. And what I like about this, it's almost like a mini what we run a sail. It's almost like a mini sail, but it's a speed out with a double fade. So you're taking the guys away and running the speed out underneath. It's like a 3-step out. Okay, so you can see that's just a speed out, maximum miss, converts it into a huge gain on a nothing misplace. Watch it through again, take it back a touch. Okay, so he does jam him. He jams this guy, and he's gonna pick up this guy. So he doesn't. He turns him. My bad. So he has to come down. He has to come down and chase him. So that 3 yard a 3 yard speed out already creates a separation between him and his cornerback. Okay, as I said, he's gonna go. He's gonna go to his guy. He's gonna try to disrupt his route, and he's not gonna pick up him as I initially anticipated. He's gonna run a 3 yard speed out. I like the speed out because there's no slowing down. Okay, this ball's out quickly. On the backside, we do have a fade, and our running back is going to run a swing, which occupies this linebacker. Which means that this guy is standing deep as a an outfielder, so to speak, but he's not involved in this one. He can't get involved with this play because he's too far away. Nice, simple, quick out. That should be a simple throw and catch for most QBs and receivers. Speed out. Makes that man miss. Does a great job. He's Putman again. He's a great receiver with a bit of meat on his bones. Turns it up. Picks up a huge game. A big fan of this. Something I'll probably I don't currently run, and I'll probably will take from this one myself. It's a simple trips wrinkle that we can all do. We all add speed out and something into our repertoire anyway as a bark call or something. It's something that we can make even better from trips, which I do like. Watch it one more time. Simple speed out, turns it up. You see, he's occupied by him, and he's already took his guy out of the picture almost. Return at field, and then you got our guy breaking into daylight. Big fan of this. I love it. Okay. Okay. And for me, I'm not sure what this is technically called, but for me, this is wide corner flip. So they're flipping the route. So instead of the wide running the corner, the H is running the corner, and you got double slants on the backside, which would be the double slants down here now. Usually we would run double slants from the left and have our wide corner and our hitch or our hunter hitch, whatever we're doing with it. In this situation, they flipped it, so it's not wide corner, it's H corner. We've got double hitches on the bottom of the screen, and then we got corner from our H, and because our Y is on the line our X is on the line in this situation, he has to foot fire or delay his route to run that slant or hunter hitch, whatever we're going to call that, inside there. Our running back runs a swing or an arrow, I'm not sure where he's going to run, and that's how this play is designed. He runs an arrow. Okay, take it back. Watch it again. So you can see we'll go backside first in this situation. Backside is left side extra because he's throwing to the right. Okay, you can see that he's going to run that corner route just like you ran in that end zone job just. If you didn't, which we said he convert. You can see the delay from that ex receiver, giving him a couple of seconds to burst in front and then follow him. Almost creating a natural rub like a switch route, but it's not a switch route. Creating that natural rub to follow him behind him and cause confusion. And you can see that he's just going to run that slant now into the end zone. He's not getting the ball. Okay? He's not getting the ball. H corner's not getting the ball. Okay? And our arrow from our back. So technically, he probably would be open if this is his guy right here. He technically would be open. But what our QB has seen pre-snap is that when we pause this picture and we pause this video and we take a picture, and I've spoken about many times splitting that field in half. If we split that field in half, you got man there and you got man there, which means you got two double slants on tight man coverage. Okay, which as a QB you're gonna probably want to try and exploit this guy right here on the outside. Because he may drop into coverage, he may drop back simple, he may drop out, he may attack. But this guy right here is going to be one-on-one. So you can see that he beats his man inside. This guy in the middle is stuck. He does beat his man, but that's a really tough throw and a really tight throw. So we can see that our route for this one Very simple double stance. You can see right now, this guy can't get there, and if we were field level, that guy's 8 yards away, 6 yards away. It's not even an option. His back's turned. He's got his man beat on the inside with a great first step and an initial punch. QB's got a direct throw to the 82. Simple pitch and catch, and we take it into the end zone. Wide corner, flip to H corner. That's how it is for me. What their terminology is, I don't know, but when I'm looking back and I watch it, it's wide corner flip. And we do call this wide corner flip. We call it wide flip or corner flip. Okay. Really good job. Really great execution of the play. And guys, anybody who's run the air, anybody's new to the air raid, this is what he was running many moons ago. It's not changed. It's still the same stuff. It's exactly the same way that I was taught it. It's exactly the same stuff that he's running from decades ago. Just goes to prove that if it's good and it works, then you can continue to do it. And he goes in and makes that touchdown. Okay. Okay. We spoke about I did a video before about creating matchups for our trips and the ways to exploit the trips and create the space. This is a perfect example of what I talk about and one of the things that I always try and do myself. And this was really good to see from my own perspective. I love this because I do this. Okay. And they got, as I've already spoken about in a previous clip, they are literally going to go man for man on this. As we already know with most trips, when it trips defenses, when they go into trips, they usually man up and they pull this guy across for security. Okay, so we got man up there, man up there, man up there. Okay, now in the other clip, the safety was the opposite side of those hashes. Now he's on the hashes. Okay, he's on the hashes, and you can see that if we figure out that, we've got a one-on-one matchup with a big, tall, lanky receiver and a DB, where we can just grab the rock, throw a fade, run the 6. Simple play manipulated by the use of trips to create that matchup that we're looking for. The back stays into block, I believe, or it should. So we'll watch it. Okay, they don't even run fades. They don't even run fades on this one. But the part on this is the fact that this guy is one-on-one, and as I spoke about before, if ever we were in one-on-one covers like this and they're in man, we have many times told our QB just to signal for the fade or whatever. So you can see this relationship right here means you can throw that fade. This safety can't help. He beats him on the outside. The QB knows where he's going. He's being patient. He's got good protection. Back's lost there, but you can see he's going to beat on the outside now. Got a step. It's a great thrown ball. And you can just see if we take that back 3 or 4 seconds, okay, we know where we're going to attack. He's patient in the pocket. Knows to throw a football. And you can see from that angle there, if you pause it there, you can see where the safety is. And that safety's got no chance, no opportunity to come along and snatch that football. He's thrown to the sideline. It's either going to be a catch or an incompletion. We like that. The safety can't get involved. Simple stuff. Creating matchups for our trips. And that's what we like. Great throw, great catch. And they get in the red zone and they score a play later. One last time through. Again, it doesn't matter what the concept is on this side. I'm not sure whether it was stick or whatever they're doing. I don't know. I didn't really look at it. But I just know that the same as what I do is that when we got the opportunity to manipulate a defense via a formation, we do so. We have the opportunity to take a one-on-one on the top on the top. And we exploit that space. Great job. Great throw, great catch, great execution. Okay? This is the third week in a row now we've seen this play. This is the first time we've seen it with a pitch off a handoff. So again, we're going to get a hates running the orbit for the third time in a row. Back's going to run the inside zone, and our wide slot is going to come across and run that jet, reverse, whatever you want to, whatever you call it now. It's totally on you. For me, as I say, it's still jet. Okay? So instead of a handoff this time like he did in the past, he pitches it. I'm not sure why they revert to that one in this situation. Right, it's just another little additional wrinkle rather than that handoff. Okay, but you can see that he just pitched it to him. He actually engages at the block too. These guys still bounce down to this number 9. They don't get the blocks that they got the first 2 weeks, but it's still a greatly executed play and greatly well run. And you know, if you're not taking this for your own, then you know, I'm not sure what you're doing with yourselves, because this is one to take that you can run regardless of your level and regardless of your talent ability. So watch you through it one more time with this one. I won't stay on this too long because we've already seen this 2 weeks on the trot, but I still love it and I'm still enamoured with it. So we fight that inside zone. I'm waiting to see what happens on the backside when they keep this. Stan, if you watch this, tell them to throw on the backside of this. The handoff is fake. He's running the orbit. They're honouring the orbit by these 2 guys crashing down. He's going to come across, take the jet the other way. In this case, it's the pitch this time. Nice simple pitch, and they make the first down. Still a big fan of that play, and they're now in week 3 and he's still got legs, and they don't overuse it. From what I've seen from the highlights, they don't overuse it. It's only run maybe once or twice per game, so they don't overuse the play to a point where it's not got the legs anymore. Okay, we've got 2 more clips. Okay, we'll watch this through again. Okay, they're in trips again. He's tight. Safety's on that. He's on the other side of the hashes now. After being burnt the last time. But you can see, I'm gonna take it back a touch because it is mesh. But it's meshed with a couple of things that I do like stuff. This is another view and a great example of what I spoke about from that earlier clip in this film. Is where the wire's now gone from running the mesh and meshing to being a pawn in the game of life, in a game of football. He's sacrificing himself to seal that and literally be a rub. You can see right there, he's engaged 2 guys right there now. I hate you to come across underneath, and he would be wide open if you threw it to him. You can see that he's beveled underneath, he's wide open. He's sacrificing himself for the greater good, which as a coach you love to see. But I love that. It's a great example of the way that mesh has evolved a little bit. It's not about the guys crossing there, it's about sealing that edge and making that big play. Okay, it's almost exactly like Coach Salas's version of Shallow. To be honest, he does exactly the same thing, but with the running back. If you haven't seen that, go watch that video. It's a great video. Watch it through one more time from the bottom, from the rip. Okay, so the inside guy and the outside guy right there, they're running the mesh concept. Now we're going to run a post. And what I like about this, also like about this place, they're gonna match post and wheel together, which I really like, and I haven't seen doing a lot from guys like myself very much at all. Okay, so he's gonna run a slant or an out, and he's gonna turn that into a wheel. Okay, and we see that a lot in the air raid and stuff, and turning the out into a wheel. We do that all the time. But a lot like that, they've combined it with an out and a post. So you can see that he turns up that slant, he turns into a wheel. He's now just going to run a post there. Okay. You can see he's open. That step has got about 5 yards to make. He puts it on. That's a really, really good throw in traffic. That's a quality throw. Okay, I'd look to the end on angle of this, but that's a really good throw. The back's running the swing again. Okay, he's occupying this guy, but they're not that 2 foot. We got the double rub here. The mesh coming through, and then you got the post and the corner. He could have hit the corner. So the wheel. He could have hit the wheel if he wanted to. His post's engaged, but he puts his on a bit of heat on this, and this is a quality throw from 22 yards out. He breaks inside. Eyes on the football. Ball's in the air. That guy can't get there fast enough. Great throw, great catch. Love the build up to it. Love the play design of this variant mesh. But what I liked about this and what I wanted to show most important of all was the way that this is happening now in the middle with the mesh. It's turned into like a rubber pick, and I just like the post wheel on that. This is very nice. Watch it do one last time. And it's complete. It's a touchdown. Okay, our last play, very similar to a play in this episode, the episode where we talk about the speed out and the fades. For me, when it's 8 yards plus, this is a sail route for me. We run it a little bit differently, but this is a sail route where you're sending 2 guys deep, and you're basically breaking a guy off on the to run the out, the 8 to 10 yard out. This is a sail route. I run this a little bit different in terms of who's running what and the way we mixed it up. But I still love the preconception of the play and what we're doing. He's gonna occupy him. The back's gonna stay over there to occupies this guy. He's in the middle doing nothing. And as always with the trips, they're manning up. So we know that they're gonna take their guy. Probably stick with it. They will stick with him because there's nobody else over there. So we're gonna take him away. We're gonna take him away. He's gonna run a 5 to 8 yard out. And take it. For me, that would be a stick route. If I was teaching it, it's 5 yards. I'm not sure what they're calling this, but it resembles a sail to me. I don't know they broke it off early because of the way that they jammed him. But either way, it still works to perfection because he's in man. So when we break it out, we got the outside space. He's occupying him. He's occupying him. When we watch it back, as soon as they're in man and we let them be in man, as soon as we can create that separation and get to the outside, when we're teaching stick and they're in man like this, what we tell them is when their head's up, we have to get outside. We don't try to sit and turn. We don't want to sit in grass. If their head's up, we always take it out. If in doubt, run it out. It's the same method. I don't know if this is a stick or if this is something else. For me, it's still sail. I'm sure somebody who's more of an air raid guru will tell me in the comments or whatever. But the mentality that applies if in doubt, run out, or if they're jamming you, head to grass. And we throw into grass. And if we throw to grass, it can't get picked off. It can't get intercepted. It's going to be complete or it's going to be incomplete. Catches it up, turns it up. Backs the first down again. Another catch from Horn. Loving the receiving core of this lineman team as well. Really good. Really good mix of body type. Really good mix of personnel. Really good chemistry. Okay. Simple stuff. And we're making yards. And on the third night as well, which I believe is a sail and not a stick. I still truly believe it's a sail. And they make that first down. And that's great play. Gents, if there's something that you want to take away from your offense, I'm telling you, in these videos, even at the pro level, there are things that we can take away and we can use for ourselves. As I said to you a little bit earlier, I am loving these videos probably far more than I should be as a coach. I'm not trying to be a fan of anything, but I love doing these videos. I love watching them through. I love seeing what they're running and seeing it work and pick apart. So I appreciate you guys jumping on again and taking another watch. So hopefully I'll be back next week and we can do it again. But for now, I'll see you all very soon. So take care.